Hey, Vaporized Creation here, back again with another story time. I haven't posted one in a little bit and I thought it was finally time to get it done. So today's story is going to be about experience I've had with almost being kidnapped when I was younger. So yeah, please stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so way back, I almost got kidnapped. I could have been dead by now. I would never be able to make these videos. So it's not much of a long story. So after school every day, I used to go to a family member's house because they lived next to my school. And so I went to that family member house one day, and we always used to play outside, like the story I told about the bees when Jay and I went to a stop sign. It was that same household. We would always be outside there. We were always adventuring in our one little street that had a dead end. And so today after school, we were going to go to a corner store. I know we were young, but the corner store was literally, okay, so there was a trail, and the end of the trail, that house was almost the last house to the end of the trail, and the end of the trail was where the corner store was. So it was right there, like it wasn't far at all. And so we were gonna go to the corner store to get some snacks because that's what we're gonna do. And we got permission, and we were all walking to the corner store. Jay was there with me, and we're gonna call this other one J2. Okay, so we have J and J2, and we were walking to the corner store and everything was fine. We went into the store, we got our snacks and everything like that. And afterwards, when we came out of the store, I had a weird feeling, and it was weird because I've never had a feeling like that before. And I promise I'm not saying this like afterwards, like this is a true story, and I'll prove to you why this weird feeling wasn't simply like something I thought of after the situation. It was something that was in the moment and affected my reaction to the entire moment. So I was young, by the way. Give reference, I was in elementary school. I was probably in about 4th or 5th grade. Okay. And so yeah, I was in 5th grade, I remember. So basically, when we came out of the store, I had a really weird feeling, and I remember looking at Jay, and I was just looking at her with this weird eyes, like, do you feel what I feel? And for some reason, we were both silently looking at each other, and I felt like she understood. We've never had a definite conversation about like that moment specifically, or I just don't remember because it was so long ago. But I don't remember if she did, but I remember, like, I do recall that being a thing. And J2 was really young. J2 was probably like 4. I don't even know if she was in school, but she's probably like pre-K or something. And so continuing on, we were walking out of the corner store, and the corner store is right next to a really busy street, and then the trail kind of crosses paths. They're like perpendicular to each other, and so we have to walk next to the street for about, well, let's say 10, 15, 20 feet in order to get back onto the trail, and then you turn right, not across the street, it's just right next to it, parallel to it. And so basically, there's a Jeep. I remember it being a Jeep. Okay, so imagine a highway, not a highway, but like a busy road, and on the right side, you have 2 lanes, and on the left side you have 2 lanes, and we're on the right side of the road. From our perspective, we're going forward, and just picture us on the right side. And on the left side, like all the way where the 2 lanes are going towards us, and on our side the 2 lanes are obviously going forward. And so the 2 lanes going towards us, there's an intersection where the trail crosses, and the Jeep all the way on the left side of the road facing us, for some reason I kept on looking at that side because that Jeep was just driving strangely. Like, your mind could recognize patterns. It could recognize when something is not the same as it normally is. So I noticed that this Jeep was driving strange, and it was on the other side. It was like facing us, so it wasn't on our side of the sidewalk. It was like across the intersection completely. And out of nowhere, that Jeep, okay, right when the light turns, that Jeep literally crosses the intersection. I'm gonna put something on the screen here for explanation, so you could picture it better. So the Jeep on the left side of the intersection crosses on the wrong side of the road. He's facing the opposite side of traffic and drives across the entire intersection, drives onto the sidewalk next to us. And then he was about to open his door. But like right when he was about to get close to us, I started screaming to J and J2, and I was like, run, just run. And I was telling them to run. And they started running. And for some reason my first reaction was, I'm gonna stay back for a second, so like he come back a little bit, and if I stay back for a second, they could run, because J2 was smaller, and I don't know how that was a first reaction. Because you never know how you're gonna react to things, especially when you're in 5th grade. So J2 and J, they start running, they're off, and I stay back. I'm just standing there, and the car comes up to me, and he starts opening his door, and I remember a hand getting out, and I just immediately juked to the right, and I was off. I started sprinting. This never settled in my mind that almost just got kidnapped, but everybody was fine after that. We sprinted home the entire way, and they called the cops. We walked back there and told the cops the story. This was strange because it was scary for everybody but me at the time. and that's what scared me the most, was that I felt so cold about it. I felt fine. It was weird. It was a really weird feeling. Like I felt like, I don't know, it just happened and it was over. Like there was no like, oh, my life is almost gone, tears. There's nothing. It was just over. And I remember like a couple of days after that, the school, our school sent a voicemail out to all of the parents telling their kids to be careful about walking, because one of our students almost got kidnapped and stuff. And that was kind of what freaked me out, because I was just like, what the heck? Why is it so serious to everybody? And I remember one day in 5th grade, so my dad comes to pick me up early, and he starts talking to my teacher about what he picked me up for, and I was confused. I didn't understand what was going on, but my teacher was like shook. She was like, and she was babying me and stuff, and I didn't understand why. I was like, why are you acting weird with me? Like, I don't even know why I'm getting picked up. I'm just leaving school early. And so we start leaving, and my dad is driving me, and all of a sudden we show up at the police department, and they take me in, and they tell me that they already took Jay in here, and that they have a picture drawn of the man. And then they asked me to like draw a picture, or not draw a picture, but describe. Like they gave me, so this is how it worked. They had a bunch of, okay, so if you guys have ever been on a Wii, which I'm sure 99% of you have been, and you've made a me character, that's exactly what I felt like I was doing, just with sketches. So like imagine a me character, but every feature you had to choose was like a sketch drawn by somebody. That's literally what it was. And so I just like picked a bunch of features out, like, does he have a beard? Did his beard look like this? And I was like, that one. And then they kept on putting all the pieces together until we come up with the scratch face. So it was all honestly like making a me character on the Wii. That's literally what it looked like, and that was kind of cool. And it turned out that Jay and I's pictures did not look alike at all. And I feel like the reason for that is, one, she ran immediately, like before the car like opened the door, and he didn't come out the full car. And two, I literally like don't even remember, like now that I recall, I don't remember looking at the guy at all I remember is looking at his hand and running. So like I don't even know how I provided an image. I was probably just like fabricating memories in my mind as a little 5th grader. But yeah, so the cops, I could tell that they honestly didn't know if the story was true or not. Well, like they didn't know if it was true that this was like a kidnapper going on the wrong side of the road, all the stuff we told. Like they knew that there was a car there. They were pretty confident in the fact that we weren't like pranking them as little kids, but they weren't confident in the fact that like that person was actually a threat because of the little data they actually had on the situation, and I could tell that. Until one day a news report, they put on the news, and they looked through the security videos from like the plaza, the little place that we were at, and they found in the videos a Jeep that rolled up on the sidewalk we were walking on, but we were too high in front of the camera to see. But they saw the Jeep there, and then the Jeep rolled up a little bit more, like right into full camera view. It paused, and all of a sudden it just skirted off. And at that point they were pretty confident in the fact that we weren't just fabricating this story. And yeah, so they've never found the guy or girl, but yeah, that was a pretty intense story that shook up my family a lot, because I mean, that could have been the end of my life. But weird stories like that always happen to me for some reason in my younger days. I like one time I was at a Circle K, it's like a gas station, and this old man, he came up and he was literally trying to open the door, and my reaction, strangely enough, like kind of like my calm reaction from before, was to sit there and just lock the door and not even look at him. I just looked forward like nothing was happening. I was that calm until my mom came back, and he was gone by then. And one time this guy, he honestly tried to like break into our house, and I don't know, weird stuff happened like that all the time. It's freaky stuff. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this story time. I hope it was quite interesting. I'm sharing a little bit of personal stuff there. If you want more of this, please like, subscribe, because more is just gonna keep coming. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and this pretty awesome gameplay. Until next time, guys, bye.
I got one.
Oh, get off me!